success is not a fixed destination. It shifts. And I have spoken about this so many times on the podcast, where success is what is right for you. What success looks like for you is going to be different from what success looks like for the next designer. What felt right in your 20s might not be it in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. What served you pre-kids might not fit post-kids. What worked when you were single might not feel aligned when you're supporting a household or caring for aging parents. So ask yourself, what does success look like for me now? Not your past self, not for Instagram, not for some imaginary business award, for you, today, right now. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Thursday episode of the Design Dialogue podcast. The podcast for interior designers who are building beautiful businesses and beautiful lives. Because what's the point of having one without the other? So today I wanted to loop into a little bit about something that Shelley Boyd talked about in our Tuesday episode of the podcast. And if you haven't listened to Tuesday's episode with Shelley, please, I really encourage you to go and listen to it. Shelley has been in business for nearly 30 years and is just such a wealth of knowledge. But one of the things that she spoke about was how in 2022, after COVID, she was right on the edge of burnout, and she knew that was happening, and she took her time and took herself off to Greece for 6 months to heal, to regroup, to really refocus, and to really work out what she actually wanted in life and from her business. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today and talk about burnout, business, and kind of how you navigate all of that. And to start with, one of the questions that I want to ask you is your business still working for you? Or are you working for it, exhausted, on the edge of burnout, and wondering if you can keep going like this? It's a tough question to answer sometimes, and I hope today this episode gives you maybe some things to think about. Running your own interior design studio can look very glossy from the outside. You're the boss. You're working on dream projects. You've got freedom, creativity, and flexibility. But there's so much else that goes into it, and there's so much that we don't see behind the glossy post on Instagram. The unpaid admin hours, the 9 p.m. client text. Regardless of how strong your processes are, they still text you. The financial pressure, the emotional load on carrying everything on your own shoulders. Burnout isn't always dramatic. It can creep in quietly. Suddenly, you're feeling resentment towards your own clients. You're avoiding emails. You're tired all the time. And worst of all, you've lost your spark. One of the hardest things for high-achieving creative people is giving ourselves permission to stop and check in. And for anyone running their own business, you are high-achieving. It is no walk in the park. Sometimes it's not about quitting. It's not about giving up. It's just about pausing. I want you to ask yourself, how am I actually feeling about my business right now? Is this studio serving me, or am I serving it? And am I designing a life I love, or just surviving? Sometimes stepping away, even briefly, can give you clarity, whether it's a long weekend with no laptop, or a month where you only work with existing clients and say no to everything new. Or maybe it's 6 months in Greece, just like Shelley. This gives you a chance to hit pause and give your nervous system a chance to catch up. Now, the next bit that I'm going to say might feel uncomfortable, but there might be someone who needs to hear it today. Owning a business is often sold as the ultimate marker of success, but sometimes it's not the right fit, and that is okay. There is no shame in deciding that the stress, the pressure, and the responsibility don't align with your version of success, especially in this season of your life. Maybe you want more time with your kids. Maybe you want stability and a regular paycheck. Maybe you just want to design and not manage marketing, invoicing, onboarding, and all the rest. Choosing to go back into employment or to collaborate with a larger studio or even take a break completely, that's not failure, that's strategy. Success is not a fixed destination, it shifts. And I have spoken about this so many times on the podcast, where success is what is right for you. What success looks like for you is going to be different from what success looks like for the next designer. What felt right in your 20s might not be it in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. What served you pre-kids might not fit post-kids. What worked when you were single might not feel aligned when you're supporting a household or caring for aging parents. So ask yourself, what does success look like for me now? Not your past self, not for Instagram, not for some imaginary business award. For you, today, right now. Maybe it's less money, but more time. Maybe it's fewer clients, but more creative freedom. Maybe it's peace, not growth. Maybe it's an entirely new direction. If you're not sure whether you need to reassess, here are a few red flags I often see. You haven't felt excited about a project in months. You dread checking your inbox. You're almost designing like paint by numbers. All the projects are kind of a bit the same. You say yes to everything, but secretly hope someone cancels. You've stopped investing in your growth because you feel too depleted to care. If this all sounds familiar, it's most probably time to take a step back and get really honest with yourself. This is the thing. You are not your business. Your business is something you built. It's not your identity. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to want something different. You are allowed to protect your energy, your time, and your well-being, even if that means stepping away from something you worked hard to create. A thriving business is built by a thriving human. And if you're not okay, your business won't be either. This is a different kind of episode this week. It's not as light and airy. It's a bit more serious. And if any of this has resonated with you, please reach out. Reach out to me, reach out to a design bestie and just have a chat. So whether you're loving your studio life or secretly dreaming of pressing the escape button, just remember this. You get to choose. You get to define success. You get to change direction. You get to protect your peace. And whether you're running a solo studio, managing a team, or going back to being an employee, your worth is not tied to your business card. That's it for today's episode. I'd love to hear how you're feeling about your business right now and how you found this episode. I'm always at the end of an email or a DM. Take care, and I'll see you next week for our next Design Dialogue. That's it for today's episode. I hope this gave you some fresh ideas and motivation to refine how you run your studio. But here's the thing, having the right strategies is one thing. Actually implementing them is another. And if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just unsure where to start, that's exactly what my Systems and Processes Health Check is for. It's a one-on-one deep dive into how your studio runs, pinpointing where things are working, where they're not, and giving you a clear roadmap to streamline your processes. And the thing is, my health check is different from other mentoring out there. We don't just talk, we put together clear, actionable items that I hold you accountable for, because I want to make sure that at the end of the health check, you see a real difference in your business. Imagine having a studio that runs smoothly, where you're in control, and where you can finally focus on the design work that you love. If that sounds like exactly what you need, head to the website to book in your health check today. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this episode helpful, share it with a fellow designer who could use these insights too. See you for our next Design Dialogue.